This is a video, as the name implies, on Ranchi and its tourist spots. I, Ajoy Kumar Das along with my school friend Ashutosh Paul made a short trip to Ranchi from 5th of April to 10th of April 2017. Asu alias Ashutosh has now settled in South Wales, and it was during one of his annual visit to motherland that this trip was organised. On the fifth night we boarded Howrah Kriyajaga Express at 22:15 hours and reached Ranchi the next day at 7:15 am. As the train moved after daybreak, I found that the wayside terrain, though hilly, was mostly barren and made of huge stones. It was then that it delved on me that the place could be hot and not cool and comfortable as we had presumed because of its topography. Anyway, on reaching Ranchi we spent some time in the station looking around and taking some snapshots. Later, we hired an auto rickshaw and moved to Hotel Natraj on Radheshyam Lane, a little off from Ranchi main road near Hanuman Mandir. We had our booking in that hotel. After checking in, we got a car arranged for local sightseeing. After bath and a little rest, we started for the day's journey. We had our breakfast at a restaurant named Punjab Sweets on Ranchi main road. The first location was Birsa Munda Stadium. It is situated in a picturesque location at a distance of 41 kilometers from Ranchi railway station. When we arrived, the outer gate was locked and it was learnt that visitors are not allowed inside except when a game is on. Our next visit was to Jagannath Temple. This 17th century temple is beautifully located on a hillock at a distance of 11 kilometers from Ranchi railway station. The 100 feet tall temple was built in 1691 AD. The temple's architecture style is reminiscent of its counterpart at Puri. The temple has a large hall in its complex. Rathayatra festival is held here in the month of Ashada, when people from all around far and wide participate. Various sacred ceremonies are held here. When we visited the temple, a sacred thread ceremony was underway. The temple had collapsed in 1990 and its reconstruction was done in 1992. The view around from the temple site is quite attractive. Our next destination was Pahari Temple, situated on a hilltop at 8 kilometers from Ranchi railway station. The temple is one of Lord Shankara, Shiva. 2140 Fort Ranchi Hill houses the temple at its summit. There are 468 steps to climb to reach the temple. Each step is serially numbered from the bottom to the top. At a few places, the steps are partly broken and are under repairs. At our age of 70 plus with ailments of hypertension etc., it was a yeoman's task to get to the top. But we endeavored and succeeded. Towards the end, I however felt so exhausted that I was almost at the point of giving up. But my friend and companion Asu cheered me up and helped in raising my spirits. At the end, we both successfully completed our ride. The temple houses a Shivalingam of golden color. During the month of Shravan, devotees offer Jaldhara to Lord Shiva and it draws a large number of visitors. Ranchi Hills, on which this temple is located, is also called Fancy Tongri by the local villagers. Many revolutionaries are believed to have been hanged here by the British rulers in the dense forest that once existed here. A 293 feet tall flagpole has been erected atop Pahari Mandir and it is said to be India's tallest flagpole. A tricolour 66 feet in height and 99 feet in width was hoisted by India's Defence Minister on this pole on January 23, 2016. From Pahari Mandir we went to Tagore Hills, where Rabindranath Tagore's elder brother Jyotirindranath Tagore, famous in his own right, had spent the twilight period of his life, 1910 to 1925, in a camp house on this hill. The hill lies within the city of Moorhabadi in Ranchi at 7 kilometers from the railway station, rising to a height of 300 feet. Jyotirindranath had visited the place in 1908. So enamored was he by the captivating beauty of the Morhabadi hill and its surroundings that he set up his camp home on this hillock. Next, we visited Nakshatravan. It is a park located in front of Jharkhand Raj Bhawan at about 5 kilometers from railway station. It appeared that it is mostly visited by privacy-seeking young boys and girls. We had seen a good number of them when we visited the park early afternoon. Park is, however, well decorated with plants and flowers. The brochure of Jharkhand Tourism Development Corporation describes the park in these words, quote, "The park appears to have been developed on the principles of 27 nakshatras of Jyotish Shastra. It is divided into various sections and is centered around a circle. The latter in turn is divided into arcs precisely according to the angles the zodiac makes with the earth. The trees of a particular zodiac have been planted in its corresponding arc. At the center of the circle is also a musical fountain. There is a section of medicinal plants in the park which also has some rare herbs. A resting statue of Dhanvantari is placed in its midst." Unquote. During our visit, we found the fountain as dried up. The best time for visit is stated to be the evening, preferably around 6:30 p.m., but due to logistic constraint we had to be satisfied with an early afternoon visit. From Nakshatravan we proceeded to Rock Garden. Here an artificial garden and a waterfall has been developed amongst naturally occurring huge boulders projecting at different angles. The beauty of the spot is enchanting. The place also appears to be a favorite haunt for lovers raring to steal a clandestine rendezvous from the glares of the city. Deori Temple, this was the first spot in our second day's visit. The temple with 16-armed goddess Durga is located on the right side of Ranchi Highway, NH33, at a distance of 60 kilometers from Ranchi. It is the only temple in Jharkhand where the pujas are done by the Pahans, meaning tribal priests, along with the conventional Brahmins. The original temple is in stone dating back to 10th to 11th century AD. The temple commands unflinching faith from the devotees from far and wide. This is evidenced from large numbers of wish thread, which in Bengali means Manaskamana Sutra, hanging inside the temple. The temple was under repairs when we visited.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चेतनेत्यभिधीयते गीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता
Dasam Waterfalls. From Deori Temple we went backwards to visit Dasam Waterfalls. About 40 kilometers from Ranchi, a motorable road branching off from Tataranchi highway leads to this waterfall. Here Kangchi River, a wild tributary of river Subarnarekha, tumbles down from a height 144 feet, forming this waterfall. It was completely dry when we visited. There was no flowing water anywhere up or down the stone layers of the hill. We could only have a view of the way cut in the hill of stone over which the water jumps while in full glory. We were naturally disappointed. This disappointment increased further when it was locally learnt that the other waterfalls we had scheduled for next day's visit would be no better. Sun Temple. From Dasam Waterfall we went to see Sun Temple. Our driver had missed it on way to Dasam Waterfall and as such had to do back and forth journey. The temple actually fell on way from Deori Temple to Dasam Waterfall. It was an elegant temple of sun god located at a distance of 40 kilometers from Ranchi railway station on Tataranchi highway near a place called Bundu. It is designed in the form of a huge chariot with 18 bedecked wheels and 7 true-to-the-life horses as if ready to gallop. These 7 horses represent the 7 colors of light Vibgir, that is, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. It has been built by Sanskrit Vihar. The Chat or the festival of the sun god is held here. Also is celebrated colorful Tasu festival here on June 25th.
हम दूर हो
मजबूर हो गए। हम दूर हो गए, यूं जिंदगी की राह में मजबूर हो गए।
হ্যালো হ্যালো ক্যামেরা বলছি।
पाया तुम्हें तो हमको लगा तुमको खो दिया, हम दिल पे रोए और ये दिल हम पे रो दिया। पाया तुम्हें तो हमको लगा तुमको खो दिया, हम दिल पे रोए और ये दिल हम पे रो दिया। पलकों से ख्वाब क्यों गिरे, क्यों चूर हो गए, इतने हुए करीब कि हम दूर हो गए, यूं जिंदगी की राह में मजबूर हो गए, इतने हुए करीब हम दूर हो गए, यूं जिंदगी की राह में मजबूर हो गए।
আর আমার ডালায় ফুল ছিল গো, ফুল ছিল, ফুল ছিল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল একই দক্ষিণ হাওয়ায়, সেদিন তোমার মোদের দুল দিল গো, দুল দিল, দুল দিল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল আর আমার ডালায় ফুল ছিল গো, ফুল ছিল, ফুল ছিল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল সেদিন সে তো জানে না কেউ, আকাশ ভরে কিসের সেটাও জানে না। সেদিন সে তো জানে না কেউ, আকাশ ভরে কিসের সেটাও জানে না। তোমার সুরের তরি ও গো, তোমার সুরের তরি আমার রঙিন ফুলের ফুল নীল গো, ফুল নীল, ফুল নীল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল আর আমার ডালায় ফুল ছিল গো, ফুল ছিল, ফুল ছিল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল সেদিন আমার মনে হলো, সেদিন আমার মনে হলো তোমার তানে তাল ধরে। সেদিন আমার প্রাণে ফুল ফুটানো রইবে চিরকাল ধরে, তোমার তানে তাল ধরে। সেদিন গন্তব্য গেল ভেসে, ফুল ফোরালো দিনের শেষে গেল ভেসে। গন্তব্য গেল ভেসে, ফুল ফোরালো দিনের শেষে গেল ভেসে। ফাগুন বেলা, ফাগুন বেলা মধুর খেলা কোনখানে হায় ফুল ছিল গো, ফুল ছিল, ফুল ছিল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল আর আমার ডালায় ফুল ছিল গো, ফুল ছিল, ফুল ছিল তোমার বিনায়। গান ছিল
अपना छोड़ चले हम सफर साथ, अपना छोड़ चले रिश्ते नाते वो सारे तोड़ चले हम सफर साथ।
अपना छोड़ चले हम सफर
रास्ता साफ था तो चलते रहे, साथ हंसते रहे मचलते रहे। मोड़ आया तो मुँह को मोड़ चले हम सफर साथ।
दिल पे कदमों के नक्श छोड़ चले हम
जब उन्हें हमसे प्यार ही न रहा, रोए क्या इंतजार ही न रहा, हम भी दामन को अब निचोड़ चले, हम सफर साथ अपना छोड़ चले, रिश्ते नाते वो सारे छोड़ चले, हम सफर साथ।
This is the last phase of the road to Hundro waterfall. It is an offshoot from Purulia-Ranchi road along which we journeyed from Ranchi on this third day of our visit. Today, we had a plan to start earlier at around 8 am so that we could be at Hundro Falls site before mercury went high. But this was somewhat foiled due to our car reporting late. Finally, we started at around 8:40 am. Speaking of Ranchi Purulia road by which we came before we turned to Hundro Fall route, it could be said that the portion of the road passing through the urban area was not much different from the road in any other populated area except that there were some sharp bends somewhere here and there due to terrain being hilly. But once the car turned and took the route to Hundro, it opened up the treasure of nature. The road now went zigzag over troughs and crests of wavy terrain through areas with abundance of trees and forests. There were gorges and uplands at places on either side. The roads were silky black reflecting sunlight. After 45 minutes of drive we reached the site of Hundro waterfalls. It was about 10 o'clock by then. We had the packed breakfast we had brought with us from Ranchi. From the top no trace of water could be seen. We were to go down to see the waterfall. There were different routes to go down. We were in a dilemma as to which route to follow. A local man appeared from nowhere, and guided us through locally used path over layers of huge boulders forming the hills to the spot where we had the view of water forcefully leaping over the hilly surface though in lean streams at a number of places. This was the only living falls at this time of the year that we came across so far. It appeared from the brochure of Jharkhand Tourism Development Corporation that here the river Subarnarekha takes a spectacular leap from a height of 320 feet. That spot might be much lower down which we could not afford to visit. The jump here at the spot we visited would not be, by an eye estimate, more than of 100 feet or so. We took some photographs and videos at the site. The man who led us to the spot was a good man though had the smell of alcohol coming out of his mouth even at that hour of the day. He took much care to see that neither of us fall down on the hostile way we were following. In fact, he kept on holding my hand all through my backward journey. But for him, it might not have been possible for us to track down to that site. We are thankful to him. We remunerated him to some extent, though not much in consideration of the fact that this would go on alcohol. Next in the itinerary for the day was Jonha Falls. This falls has been named after the village of the same name in which it situates. We found it completely dried up. No trace of flowing water was anywhere within sight. Still, we went down the stairway to the best spot from where we could have a better look of its configuration. We took pictures and videos on the way down at different spots. The upward journey was most tiring. As the stairs went down from different levels I had no idea as to how much I had descended. While climbing up on way back, I found my breath failing at different points, particularly when I had gained some height. I needed to take rest every now and then to gain my breath, though it did not completely remove my discomfiture. This brought back to me the memory of our visit to the Living Root Bridge in village Rawai in Meghalaya in February last year. There too, I had faced a similar precarious condition while climbing up, giving rise to a doubt in my mind as to my safe return. In the present case, however, I had to take the assistance of the guide we had hired, to make it to the top. I was by then totally exhausted and did not have the energy to visit nearby Buddha temple. Asu went there alone and brought a picture of sitting Buddha in the temple for me. I have included it at the end of this part of journey.
স্প্রাইট আছে সেভেন আপ নেই স্প্রাইট ঠান্ডা ঠিক আছে স্প্রাইট দাও कितना भाव होते हाँ পয়সা কত দিয়েছিলে রে সেনা ওখানে
From Jonha we went to nearby Siddha Falls. This falls, too, was completely dried up. The rocky gradient down which water comes down when falls is in glory appeared to be an exquisite sculpted work of nature itself. Took a few photographs and started on our journey. After Siddha Falls we moved to Birsa Munda State Zoo. The zoo is situated near Ramgarhan NH33 at a distance of 20 kilometers from Ranchi. The thick canopy of lush green forest provides a natural habitat to a rich variety of wildlife that thrive here. We had views of a tiger roaming in a wide area and birds of foreign origin like ostrich and emu walking in a wire-netted cage. We also had peacocks in wired nets, some still and screaming, some other dancing. We had pictures and videos of the animals and birds we saw. These have been included here. It would require a very long walk to cover even a section of the expanse of this zoo. We were tired and did not want to spend much time here. We left after a short walk within the zoo for our return journey.
With songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze. To laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stones on its way. To sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my
On way back to hotel we visited the Jharkhand War Memorial Falling en route. It is located in Budi Moor, in the Dai Patali Army Cantonment on the Ranchi-Ramgarh Hazaribagh Highway. It is set up to pay tribute to the sons of the soil who had made sacrifices in various military operations in Second World War, Indochina War, Indo-Pak War, and counterinsurgency operations. The memorial is well maintained and decorated with flower garden. The memorial provides sound and light show and has a museum showcasing various aspects of tribal history and culture. Legendary tribal leaders Birsa Munda and Sidho Kanho find their rightful place in the museum along with recent heroes of battlefield from the state.